Ready whenever you're ready.
So the first thing we'll need to do is open our Minivan app so we can download our list. So we open up our Minivan app, we type in our list number. You'll notice that there's a dash in between the two boxes. Make sure you put the appropriate numbers on each side so you can download your list. So then you'll see here a view of all of the lists, all the addresses in our list. You should have about 40 addresses. Now one of my favorite features is the map feature because it allows me to see where all of the houses are in my list. I chose a turf that's kind of far from where I'm located. So now I've zoomed in, that 30 showed us where the cluster of the houses was. And I've clicked on a bubble here. It looks like our first voter is Luis. If we go to the details tab, we can see that Luis is a 38-year-old Democrat. That's what the D stands for. He has voted in 0 out of the last 3 general elections. And you see some other information like his early polling location, the times that's open, and also his election day polling place. All of this information is important and it's relevant to know before you walk up to the door. You'll also see when you go back into the script an introduction. So the first thing you'll want to do when you get to the door is introduce yourself. Hi, my name is Corina. I'm volunteering with David Garcia. I'm volunteering today because whatever your personal reason for volunteering is. And then you'll go on to asking the question, do you support David for governor? If that person says no, then you would go on to the talking points, which are at the bottom of your script. You can scroll all the way down, and then you would ask the question again. The way that we record that data is by clicking on the first question, which is the 2018 Garcia ID, and you'll see that there is a 1 through 5 Likert scale, depending on where that voter falls in their support for David, with 1 being the most support, 5 being someone who is opposed to David. The other questions we have in our script are, do you plan or commit to vote in this general election? Once we get the voter to say yes, then we would ask them what their vote plan is. Now you remember in the details tab, there was something that said perm abs, that's the permanent absentee, which means early voting list. If that voter is on the early voting list and they're on your list, it means that they haven't voted yet. So we want to make sure we tell them that the last day to send in their ballot is going to be the 31st, and we make a plan about when they're planning to send that ballot in. So you could say, Luis, I see that you're on the early voting list. Did you receive your ballot? He would say, yes, I haven't gotten to send it out yet. And you would say, when do you have time before the 31st to mail out that ballot? And you would make a plan with that voter. And then the last question is, can we count on you to come help us get David elected as a volunteer? And then you would select that question and record the answer. So that is pretty much what we're asking at the doors, what a conversation would sound like. Again, the details tab is very important. Take a look at it before you approach the door and take a look at your script. Most people fill out the survey, meaning all the questions in the script, at the end of their conversation with that voter. If the person is not at home, you'll have the option right at the top to put not home, and then it'll ask you why, either because that person was inaccessible, they refused, or they've moved. So that is how you record your answers. Make sure you sync at every few doors that you are able to visit. It's the little kind of half circle at the right top corner. It says sync. You want to be syncing to make sure that your data is recorded. So this is what we're doing when we're talking to our neighbors. If you have any questions, again, feel free to send me an email or give me a call. And I hope that this was helpful, and I hope you gain a lot of supporters. Thank you.